And let's wait for Facebook to catch up to us, shall we?
It takes a while.
It takes a little bit, yeah. But yeah, it'll be at the end of the show. And
I got a hot beverage.
You got a hot beverage? We're drinking coffee tonight, are we?
No, I got a nice Earl Grey tea, man.
Earl Grey. All right. The favorite tea of Captain Picard on Star Trek
Yes,
The Next Generation.
Favorite tea of mine. Don't worry about Picard. Love me some Earl Grey
It's really
tea.
good. It's really good tea, yeah.
It's very good.
I've had it before.
Yeah. The orange taste.
Tea bags, or is it actually the tea leaves? How do you brew your tea?
No, it's actually a designer company up in Canada called David's Tea. It's a very, very chic place. They have kind of in malls and stuff. They have this, and you can go and get it, and they sell it in the stores now. So it's really good tea.
Very cool.
Really good tea. Anyways,
very cool.
What's going on? We have people yet?
We've been gone for 2 weeks.
Yeah, man.
For the holidays.
Yep.
I trust you had a great New Year. I know you don't celebrate Christmas, as you mentioned in the green room before the show.
Green room. We're very professional here. We had the green room.
Yep, there's Elliot. Hang on a second.
Elliot, good.
Elliot, Big E Llama, what's up, buddy? Ken's having computer issues, so he's running a little bit late.
I heard about that of people in Texas.
Merry Christmas, Happy New Year to you, Mr. Elliot Big E Llama. Hope you had a great holiday. We had holidays.
Likewise.
Happy Kwanzaa.
Happy Kwanzaa.
I don't know. That's what the kids say.
I'm sure that means something to somebody.
Yeah.
Mazel tov. No?
That too.
So a couple weeks have gone by since we've had a show.
Bro, you like it's funny we take the week off when my insufferable ass last week would have been like epic on camera. Like I would have been on another level of prickhood. Like just
because you beat the Patriots.
Oh, dude. Oh, it would have been. You guys would have been just
go ahead. Do your take on that game.
No. It's fine. It's fine, dude. No, I'm humble now. I'm humble.
Because the Falcons almost beat you today. That's
because the Falcons almost beat us.
Allow him to flex over a victory over the Atlanta Falcons.
Yeah, well,
yes.
Yeah, the Falcons almost beat you today. So,
but thanks to Matty Ice's taunting penalty.
Yeah.
Yes, I know, right?
Bro,
that was probably the second dumbest thing that happened in the NFL today. And we all know what the dumbest thing was.
We know what the first one was, right?
Yes, we'll get into that eventually. I got
to tell you a story.
I've got an arm's length of topics for tonight, guys. Okay.
That was the most dumbest freaking thing ever in the history of sports in general.
Oh, God.
Vontae Davis somewhere is smiling. Just saying.
Yeah, what a shit show Antonio Brown is, guys.
AB stands for all bitch.
Yeah, I don't even know where to go with this because and I follow the Buck. I follow Jenna Lane, and she's the beat reporter for ESPN on the Bucks, and she's covered the Bucks for years. She knows the ins and outs of the Bucks. And at first, she was reporting that he had been benched, and that's why he had his tantrum. Come to find out that she's talked to people, he was not benched. And in fact, Bruce Arians had asked him to go into the game a couple of times, and he had refused. So evidently, he was having issues, whether it was a mental breakdown or diva issues, or he wasn't getting the ball because he had a lot of money on the line today, guys, with what he could get with incentives. I mean, he missed out on almost $1 million today.
And does that give him permission to act like a bitch?
No, it doesn't. I mean, especially the way he did it. And
you know what's funny? I don't even know the story of it. Like, I don't even know at all. I just saw him taking off his clothes. That's it.
He took off his jersey.
He took off his jersey, helmet, the undershirt. He threw
threw it in the stands, threw his gloves in the stands, and was doing this in the end zone as he was walking out and walked out with the peace sign into the tunnel. Mm-hmm. And a picture was later posted of him standing on the curb at MetLife Stadium with his phone in his hand, waiting for an Uber.
And if I know New Yorkers the way I think I do, they were probably doing this to him.
Yeah, well, actually, no. There was just recently. There was a TikTok posted that was on Twitter of AB in the backseat of a Uber with the driver saying AB was in his car. So yes, he did get an Uber, and it was in New York. He was in New York City, so I don't know what's going on.
He was throwing deuces, and Jets fans were throwing aces.
Yes. After the game, Bruce Arians did say that he is no longer a Buck, which is
his career is over.
His career,
you know what? His NFL career should be over. Period.
It should be. I mean, and you know what? To be honest, to get serious, the man needs some psychological help, mental health. He really needs some help.
He needed that years ago, dude.
And I hope he finds it. I doubt he will, because he doesn't. His mindset is that he doesn't. He feels like he doesn't need it. But I do hope he finds help. In the meantime, I've never liked AB. I've never respected AB. Not just because of what he's done with the Browns over the years, but because of just his attitude overall. I mean, he's just, he's Ojo Cinco without the talent. Because I think Ojo Cinco was actually a better receiver.
Class.
Ojo Cinco at least had class. You're correct.
Yeah.
So.
And he didn't let his stardom go to his head.
No, he didn't. I mean, there was that one instance on the sideline where he did put on a yellow jacket. Remember that?
But that, you know what?
And
that was
that's
part
just
of his mystique.
But that was just him having fun. It wasn't a diva situation. Now, Ocho Cinco will never get into the Hall of Fame because he never had the numbers. But that was AB had potential.
Well, he won't get in now.
Talent.
Oh no, not anymore.
No. He had potential Hall of Fame talent.
Even if he was able to get into the Hall of Fame, I think the writers would vote him down.
Why do you think that?
Even if he's because you don't put somebody in the Hall that pulls some bullshit like that. That's a disgrace to the Hall and everybody that's in it.
Well, yeah, I mean, but up until his drama in Pittsburgh, and then
again,
Oakland,
a habitual issue,
and then Tampa. I mean,
look, once it's okay, twice or more, it's a habit.
Right, but take away the mental issues. The guy had Hall of Fame talent.
He had Hall of Fame numbers until he left Pittsburgh.
Yes, correct. And
then he had Hall of Fame meltdowns after that.
Let's be brutally honest. When his life went downhill, okay, it's when he got traded to the Bills and said, "No, I'm not going there," and he went off to LA or wherever.
Well, when he got traded to the Raiders and then walked out on them too.
Yeah, he's let him, whatever, man. And it's sad because I loved watching him play, bro. He was one of the most exciting wide receivers of the past 10, 20 years.
Yes.
He had a chance to ball out in New England, screwed that up.
If you can't make your career work in New England, something's wrong, because they have a way of keep putting your ego in check. Just look at Randy Moss. Randy Moss had a stellar season when he was in New England, despite the fact they went 17-0 and couldn't win the Super Bowl. Thank you, Giants. But New England has humbled many a receiver, and they have performed at their peak in New England. And if AB can't do it, then he's got more issues than any team in the NFL can handle.
Well, it's all his off the field issues too.
Yes, I mean, he's been accused of several different crimes in his career as well. I mean, it's just he
is a bad sportsman.
Yeah.
Okay, but he's an even lesser human being.
Yes, correct.
Okay,
I agree.
And those kind of people don't belong anywhere where accolades are put upon them.
Right.
Okay, especially when you got people in there like John Madden, who just passed away.
We're going to get to that too.
Dan Reeves, who just passed away.
We're going to get to that.
That's an insult to guys like that and the players that have been put in the Hall to even consider that he's going to be in the Hall of, or should be in the Hall of Fame anymore. Period.
Yeah.
He's a disgrace, and he should be banned from the game.
He needs to get mental help, and
But he won't, because he's got too much ego. Ego
Correct.
doesn't allow you to give into that kind of stuff.
Right. All right.
He's all about him.
All right, and I'm done with that subject for now.
Oh yeah, I think everybody should be done with that subject.
Hey Bill, hey Clarky, good to see you. Clarky's in the house. All right, we're going to start with some tributes. First and foremost, John Madden, who passed away Tuesday at the age of 85. John Madden was not the reason I got into football, but EA Sports Madden Football is the reason why I know so much about football today. Okay. John Madden probably had the most influence on the NFL than any other person in the history of the NFL. His impact cannot be measured. It cannot be, I mean, it's just sky high. Nobody had more impact on the game than he did. Nobody.
In several facets.
And most of his influence occurred after he left coaching. He
only coached for 11 years.
He coached for 11. He actually was 10 years with the Raiders. He was an assistant before then, but because he retired from coaching in 1978.
And I think he made it to the championship game like 7 times.
The Raiders made it to the AFC Championship 7 times in his coaching tenure. They won the Super Bowl once in 1976 against the Vikings,
which is no problem for anybody else to do.
Right, because the Vikings lose to everybody, so it's all good.
I hope they lose big tonight.
Yeah, but I don't know of any guy that had more impact on the NFL, bigger than Belichick, bigger than Lombardi, bigger than Paul Brown in the last 40 years than John Madden.
Well, you do know that when they were talking about making a video football game, and he said he wouldn't do it unless
it was real football.
It was as real as possible.
Right.
Plus, he's the one that gave up his old playbooks to put into the game.
Yes.
Those playbooks that you see that were in the Madden games, those are his playbooks.
That in the original series, back in the original days, in the from '88 on, yes, it's all John Madden's plays. Yes.
So I mean, he had that much respect for the game. He didn't even want his name on something that wasn't going to be as realistic as possible.
And to this day, which player does not want to be on the cover of Madden football?
Well, or which one wants that 99 ranking?
Correct.
Mean, that's a freaking massive achievement when they get that 99 ranking.
I mean, the players today are just talk about their ranking on Madden all the time.
And not to mention his spectacular career as a broadcaster.
Him and Pat Summerall were the best 1-2 team tandem of ever.
There will never be another.
No,
like those two.
Because the guys we got today with Joe Buck and Troy Aikman and the guys on CBS, like
Collinsworth,
Collinsworth, right? But the guys on CBS, I mean, Tony Romo has become a joke as a commentator these days.
I had to suffer through Mark Sanchez today. Okay, guys,
Mark Sanchez was calling the Bills game.
Yeah. You should have heard him. You should have heard him being critical of Josh Allen. It was freaking priceless. It's like, yeah, you should have started everything with, well, this is something I couldn't do, but
that's the key word right there. But
exactly. But. Yeah.
The man who will be forever remembered for the butt fumble.
The butt fumble. Yeah. Anyways. Yeah, dude. I mean, I come from the I guess the generation of Madden, growing up with Madden, and it was like this staple of like, it's how like a Canadian kid like me learned play. I didn't know what a nickel defense was until I had Madden.
Correct.
I didn't know what an HB sweep was until Madden. I learned play calls from that game. I learned defensive schemes from that game, offensive schemes. Like it was so the game, and obviously, I'm talking about the game, not the man, when it should be the man, not the game here. But that's what it, like you said, Elliot, he didn't want to put his name on something that wasn't authentic.
Exactly.
Authentic,
Did
right?
Either one of you guys buy this year's version?
What's that?
I said, did either one of you guys buy this year's version?
No,
I haven't bought Madden in a long time.
Yeah, I haven't got it in a long time.
I have problems with my hands playing video games for extensive periods. So, but he was all about authenticity.
Yes.
I mean, come on. He introduced us to the turducken.
I love that. That's great. Yes, the turducken.
His broadcasting was legendary.
Yes.
Especially when he started talking about the most sublime shit. Like a bird on the field.
And he was the innovator of the telestrator.
Like who the 2 big buckets had a baby bucket.
Right. He was the innovator of the telestrator.
Oh my God.
The point of the game is to get 10 yards and it's a first down. I loved how he broke it down. Like it was like idiot-proof commentating, right?
You know who's gonna be getting a lot of work now with that is Frank Caliendo. Because he does the best Madden other than Madden.
Hats off to John Madden. He'll be missed. He celebrated Christmas with his family, and then the day after was his 62nd wedding anniversary.
Not to mention, he watched the tribute that they did on him.
He watched the tribute with his family on Christmas Day.
Yep.
And he had he and his wife were married for 62 years. And then he passed away 2 days later. He's an icon. He'll never be forgotten.
He lived a blessed life, dude.
And as he mentioned in his Hall of Fame speech about being immortal, John Madden, as far as the NFL is concerned, will be immortal. No one will ever forget him, and never underestimate his impact on that game, on the game. So,
you know what? You know me. I don't like talking celebrity deaths and things like that. Like it's just, to me, it's, it's life, right?
Right.
But what I really noticed, and obviously with Betty White passing away too.
Oh man.
There's 2 people, and I saw a tweet that really hit home to me. It's like the best thing that happened this past week is that both John Madden and Betty White were celebrated when they were alive.
Correct.
They were It was never like, oh, they died and like, oh, let's revisit their lives.
Correct.
Right. I mean, Betty White, 99 years. I mean,
Betty White was. I mean,
they were getting ready to celebrate her 100th birthday.
They got a celebration coming up in a couple of weeks on her 100th birthday. As far as I know, it's still on. Okay. But
I don't.
Betty White,
be a logistical person here, but
so
Betty
what
White,
now?
Mary Tyler Moore Show, Golden Girls.
Which, by the way, they're all reunited now.
Yes, they are all reunited. And
no, they're not. No, they're not.
All right.
Don't go there.
Yeah, don't go there, Elliot. Don't go there, Elliot.
That's religion, man, and I'll Bible you. So don't. Let's not do that.
Well, we don't talk about Bible on the show, so
yeah, no, we don't do that. But Betty White's career spanned 50 years, 60 years.
She was hilarious, man.
She was. She was great.
Freaking hilarious.
I mean, in Hot in Cleveland, I saw a lot of outtakes from Hot in Cleveland the most recent show that she did with Valerie Bertinelli. She was freaking hilarious, dude. I mean, she would swear like a sailor and cut up with the best of them.
What about that Snickers commercial?
The Snickers commercial with her and Babe Pagoda both were in that commercial.
Yeah, like kind of like your girlfriend. That's the best.
And you know what? Betty White was a national treasure, and thank goodness, like you said, John, she was celebrated not in death, but she was celebrated while she was still alive.
And that's the way to live, man.
And she's gonna be celebrated even more now.
And that's a beautiful thing, man. So I mean, it sounds really bad, but like it's kind of like I compare it to like when my grandfather passed away. Like my grandfather lived to be 101. Like it's sad he passed away. He's not there with us anymore. But you look back and you're just like, oh my gosh. I mean, what a run. Lived a full life, and same thing here with Betty White and even John Madden. I mean, think of the legacies these two have, and it's like, damn, that's a way to live, man. That's a good way to live.
She hosted Saturday Night Live when she was in her late 70s. I mean,
that was a long time ago.
Yes.
Late 70s. That's 20, 30 years ago.
No, she was
20 years ago.
She was like late 78, 79. So it was only, it was
20 years ago.
Maybe it was later than that. Maybe it was
more like 40 years.
Maybe it was like 2012. So she was in her late 80s. Maybe it was. So anyway, but yeah, I mean, Golden Girls was a classic show. Mary Tyler Moore. John may not remember the Mary Tyler Moore show, but I know Elliot does.
Why are you dating Elliot like that?
Was a
It is what it is, man.
It was a groundbreaking show at the time, just for
Why you dating him like that? Why are you calling him out?
Because Elliot's actually older than I am, so I can do that, John. Okay,
I know.
Why.
Actually, I'm older.
He's older than I am, so it's okay. Thank you, Clarky. She was 88 when she did SNL.
Oh yeah, and I used to watch black and white TV too. So
yes, me too.
Very nice, guys. Definitely dating it.
And the biggest screens were like what, 13-inch at the time?
Yeah, 13, 14 inches maybe. Yeah. And
love it. I love it.
There's tablets bigger than that.
They were like 3 feet wide and 2 feet high, and it was like the TV was in the middle of it, and stereo was built in. Yada yada yada. But yeah, and one more tribute before we get into the football stuff from today. Dan Reeves appeared in 9 Super Bowls as a player and head and coach.
Cowboys and Broncos.
He also appeared as the head coach of the Falcons when they went as well.
He did the Dirty Bird.
Hey, Clarky, don't forget the aluminum foil.
Yes, right, Clarky, with rabbit ears, aluminum foil. Yes, Clarky knows too. He's of Elliot and I's generation, so he knows. But Dan Reeves also had a great impact on the NFL. He was the first head coach to coach John Elway in the NFL. He groomed John Elway, and they lost multiple Super Bowls under his tenure. Because the Broncos would always get into the Super Bowl and then get their ass kicked by whoever they were playing.
Kind of like Minnesota.
He beat the Browns 3 times in the AFC Championship, including the drive and the fumble. He was the head coach of the Broncos at that time. But I have a lot of respect for Coach Reeves. He was always seems to he was a class act. He really was. He was a class act.
And next thing you're gonna tell us is you live in a log cabin, right, Bill?
I'm of Abraham Lincoln's generation, Clarky. You're not that old, brother. We love you, but you're not that old. Trust me. So hats off to Dan Reeves and much respect to him as well. So Ken's not here, so I'm saving my college football talk unless Ken gets here. If he doesn't get here, we won't talk about it. But I'm saving.
Really? Do we have to?
Yes, we have to. Yes, we have to.
I did not watch one. I did not watch one of those games.
Amen, brother. You and me both.
At all.
Yeah.
Well, the only game I watched was the Rose Bowl, but that's not why I want to go off on the NCAA.
The only reason I knew the final scores was because my notifications from ESPN and other sports.
All right. So after today's game, the playoff picture is becoming more clear.
Yeah. Cleveland's out. Denver's out.
Cleveland, Denver, Miami are out today because the Denver Broncos suck and they couldn't beat the Chargers, so the Browns are out.
Look, when your playoff hopes hinge on the Denver Broncos winning,
we're in trouble.
You're in deep shit.
Yeah. So looking at the playoff picture, the Titans actually have the number 1 seed right now after their victory today. The Chiefs lost. Sorry,
poor little Brett is mad because his little Chiefies lost today.
Yeah. And I'll get into that game in just a moment. But the Chiefs are number 2 seed. Bengals are number 3 seed, and the Bills are number 4. All have clinched playoff berths. Much to the chagrin of our co-host John Olson, the Patriots also clinched a playoff berth today.
Cares.
Still in the hunt, we have the Colts and the Chargers. On the bubble, we have the Raiders, the Ravens, and the Steelers.
Well, actually, I was just looking at NBC, the pregame thing, where the guy does the breakdown of the percentages. Yeah. And the Baltimore isn't even on like 30%, I think. I think the Raiders have a 61% chance, and the Chargers have 80-something. So it all comes down to those two teams.
Right. Well, the Colts and the Chargers have the inside track, and they have the best chance of getting in the playoffs.
Colts dealt themselves, but the Colts dealt themselves a blow today, losing to the Raiders at home.
Yes, that was.
Come on now.
Yeah, I mean the Colts are a better team than the Raiders, so that shouldn't really happen. But Raiders, Ravens, and Steelers still have an inside shot. The Browns can put a big shit burger in the Steelers season if they go in there tomorrow night and beat the Steelers at home. So I'm hoping the Browns can do that. That will knock them out of the playoffs, which I'd be happy to see, which we did last year. Ravens play the Rams, so they've got to really. I mean, that was today. I'm sorry. The Ravens
was today, yo.
Yeah, the Ravens actually play the Steelers next week. And the Raiders are playing the Broncos, I think, or they're playing the Chargers next week.
That whole division could wind up out of it, except for Cincinnati.
And it probably will end up being that way. It probably will.
When they had such high hopes that maybe 3 of those teams would make it.
Well, actually, I'm thinking that if the Chargers go in and they beat the Raiders next week, the Ravens, if they win their game against the Steelers, will make the playoffs. So,
yeah, I don't think the Ravens are going anywhere, dude.
No, they'll get in, but they won't go anywhere. That's
no. I don't even think they're going to get in.
But don't they have a Pro Bowl quarterback? I thought they had a Pro Bowl quarterback.
Even with Lamar Jackson, they're not getting in.
Well, I don't know. Their second string is pretty freaking good. To be honest, the guy that got their backup, he's pretty good.
Yeah, Huntley, he was crap today.
Yeah.
He was crap today. Total crap. He showed himself as a second stringer today.
Well, they were playing a pretty good team too in the Rams. So I mean, Stafford had a really mediocre day until the final quarter. But I mean, he threw a pick six. He had a couple of interceptions, including a pick six.
By the way, how do you think Odell is feeling about Baker these days?
Odell called out today for the Rams. He did. And you know what? He actually helped the Browns today until we got the Chargers game, but that's okay. And the Chiefs, with the Chiefs losing to the Bengals, but up until that point, Odell actually helped the Browns with his receptions and his game-winning touchdown against the Ravens today.
Yeah, things he wasn't getting with Cleveland.
Correct.
Thanks to Baker Mayfield and
God, here we go with the Baker hate. Oh God, Elliott.
Well, is Baker going to get re-upped or what, man?
Well, he's got one more year on his contract, John. So we'll see after next year.
I wouldn't even pay him for that year. He's a clown, dude. Get over it.
He's awful, man. And to see the game that Odell had today is like proof how bad
he scored a touchdown in 5 out of 6 games with the Rams.
5 out of 7. Played 7. Go 5 out of 7.
No, in the 5 out of the last 6 is what I'm talking about. The 7th one, though,
perfect, Ken.
That was his first game. He wasn't even part of the playbook in that game. The first one. Okay. Once he became a full-fledged Rams receiver, he has a touchdown in every game but one. He didn't get. I don't think in his entire career in Cleveland he got that many touchdowns.
But is he a diva, Brett? Like, and I'm not. You know me. If you guys have listened to me at all over the past couple of years, you know I'm not the biggest Odell guy. But
Antonio Brown is a freaking diva.
Yeah, yes. Antonio Brown is a diva. Like
do you know the meaning of the word diva? Let's get that out there, Brett. What is your definition of diva?
Yeah, let me get this out there. As long as Odell has been with both the Browns and the Rams, he has shown non-diva characteristics. He's been very humble. So I don't buy the diva moniker.
The only time he showed any diva attitude was that freaking boat ride before the Green Bay Packers game where they lost in the championship.
And the Giants haven't made the playoffs since.
Exactly. And they have a record that's I think the worst in football since that time.
I don't know. The Jets may have something to say about that, but that's okay.
No, actually, I read it somewhere.
Really?
It was in a meme, as a matter of fact.
Yes, Clarky. Mariah Carey is a diva. Yes.
Yeah. People that think they're bigger than the game or whatever it is that they're involved in, those are divas.
Antonio Brown.
Okay. Odell's only a diva because he's outspoken or people opine that he's a diva because he's outspoken.
Yeah.
And I'm sorry,
he shows up.
Most of the shit that he's been outspoken about has turned out to be true.
And to his credit,
shit in Cleveland, dude, he was turned into shit.
But to his credit, he's never bashed the Browns ever since he left.
No.
He has not bashed the Browns.
Memes say otherwise, but yeah, he's never bashed.
It's Kevin Stefanski is the wide receiver killer.
Well, you got to have a wide receiver core to have a wide receiver killer.
You had Jarvis Landry and Odell Beckham Jr. What do you need?
LSU teammates, by the way.
Dude, this is what kills me. Like, Browns fans, you guys are just admit it. Like, you gave Baker Mayfield, here's an offense, buddy. Go crazy. Here's Pro Bowl caliber O-line. Here you go. Hey, how many tight ends you need? We'll go get that guy from Atlanta and we'll bring him over. Hey, how about your running backs? We'll give you 2 of the best in the AFC. By the way, we'll throw in Landry and Beckham.
But here's the problem. Baker's ego, because Baker has tons of freaking ego. You cannot deny that. All right? His ego does not allow him to be the best he can be. And the best he can be doesn't apparently add up to enough because he's had the tools. He's had the weapons. And he took advantage of it for one season and then totally digressed after that.
That's the point.
Never mind the broken left shoulder he's had, too.
People play through injuries, okay? Come on now, Scott. You make so many freaking excuses for that guy. I think he was your freaking girlfriend. Seriously, I don't make that many excuses for any girl that I've ever dated.
It's not Baker, it's Becky Mayfield.
Yeah, Becky Mayfield. There you go.
How you doing?
How you doing?
Please, your defense of Baker Mayfield falls on these deaf ears, dude. Because there is no defense for Baker Mayfield.
There isn't. You can't. Just
not even for his progressive commercial.
No. Can't defend him. There's too many weapons. He had everything handed to him on a platter. Here you go, buddy.
The best backfield in football at one point. Chubb and Hunt. With Landry and Odell. What more do you need?
A couple of really good tight ends, too.
Yeah.
And Wyatt Teller, who's kind of a pretty good O-lineman.
Well, there's a lot of good O-linemen on that offensive line.
Yeah.
And
so you have all day in the pocket. You can hand it off.
What was the quote? He was throwing out more gifts than Santa on Christmas Day?
Yeah, I mean, I tell you what. You know what, guys? Going back to that Green Bay game, I will say this much. The 3 interceptions aside, the Browns dominated Green Bay. But Baker was the reason they lost the game because of the 4 picks, 3 of which turned into touchdowns. That's why they lost the game. Otherwise, the Browns dominated that team defensively. They did. The defense dominated Green Bay.
Clarky says you should get Brian Hoyer back, man. That's what I'm talking about.
That would be an upgrade.
Yourself, okay?
That would be an upgrade.
Hoyer's good where he is in New England on the practice squad.
Hoyer would actually be an upgrade because he doesn't.
Hoyer was on the Browns. He was an upgrade. Yes, okay.
He doesn't do progressive commercials and he doesn't have an ego.
Oh,
that's Baker's biggest issue.
I wish I drank again. I'm just saying.
Well, you know what? If you choose that as your impetus to start drinking again, then you're weaker than you might think.
No, I'm just making it up.
Because I'll tell you what, Baker Mayfield has not proven that he is worthy of any type of NFL quarterback contract or even a starting position.
Is that Blaine?
There are backups out there.
That's Blaine. Yes.
There's backups out there that can do a better job than Baker Mayfield. Okay? Again, it all has to do with ego and the fact that he can't throw a pass to say a directional pass to save his life.
Well, I want to see him go a full season 100% healthy before I make that judgment.
Bullshit. There's another fucking excuse.
You want to see him?
Let's talk about something else because I'm tired of listening.
The reason why time out. The reason why I say that is because last year, not this season, but last season, a fully healthy Baker Mayfield led this team to the playoffs and won a playoff game. That's why I want to see it.
Hi, Katie.
Okay.
See him play in a full season without being injured.
Well, you know what?
He had multiple injuries this season.
If you can't,
let him work it. Let me know. Stop.
No.
Let me finish. Let me finish. Let me finish. Okay?
You are finished.
At this point, and I will say it on recording on the show, I am not a Baker Mayfield fan.
Oh, yes, you are. Come on.
Oh, yes, you are.
Oh, please.
Oh,
No.
yes,
You know what?
are.
You should slap yourself in principle for lying like that.
All right, how's that? No, I do not believe Baker Mayfield. I do not believe Baker is a franchise quarterback for the next 10 years based on his performance in the last 2 years.
Elliot, can you remind me where Baker was drafted again? What was
number one overall, John?
Number one overall. That's
okay.
right. Ahead of guys like Josh Allen.
Hi, Katie.
Lamar Jackson.
Where's the bourbon? God damn it!
Hey, he was a flash in the pan one season, dude. That's it.
Oh, we have.
Don't tell me about these injuries because there have been quarterbacks that have played through injuries and become Hall of Famers.
A torn labrum? Do you not understand?
You know what? If he's not smart enough to take time off to mend his injuries, then he's a freaking idiot.
Hi,
Army in the house. What's up, Army? Good to see you. There's Ken. Finally.
Hi,
exactly.
Ken.
We've got receipts.
Ken.
That's right, Katie. We got receipts.
Your internet issues are driving me crazy, Ken. Ken, I'm being attacked. I'm being attacked on two different sides right now over Baker Mayfield.
You think Ken's going to defend you?
You think Ken's going to defend Baker Mayfield?
You think he's going to be like, oh, yeah, I love Baker? Like, Baker's awesome? Like,
hey, look, Ken just lost to the Cardinals, so he's going to be
there is no defense for Baker Mayfield.
I have an announcement to make. I have found Antonio Brown on Google Earth. He was at LaGuardia Airport, and they've hired him as a baggage handler.
Well, I saw a picture of him running naked on the New Jersey Turnpike.
Yes,
they had to put a shirt on him, but he's a baggage handler at LaGuardia right now. So,
Ken, it's good to see you, man.
He's a stowaway. He's a stowaway in the luggage.
I'm trying to change the subject here right now. My condolences on your loss to the Cardinals.
Oh, thank you. It is what it is.
Well, it only keeps that record intact that they posted the other day that
they have yet to win against a 10-win team.
10-win team.
Yes.
Yeah.
Detroit has. Washington has.
Wow. Detroit City.
We'll let Detroit have our playoff spot. How's that?
What that says is when they play legitimate competition, they don't fare well.
Well, what can I say?
Dak did not have a good game today, Kenny.
No, he did not. He has not had a good game. He had one good game against a team that was missing 2,000 players. And
fighting on the sidelines.
Yeah.
Fighting each other on the sidelines.
Yeah, fighting each other on the sidelines. By the way, they were fighting on the sidelines. The Rams are fighting in the huddle today. So
yes, they were.
This season is getting crazier and crazier as it goes along.
All right. Well, criticism aside, guys, the fact remains that the Browns will not release or not move on from Baker Mayfield after this season. They are going to let him be the starting quarterback.
That sucks for you.
It may suck for me, but let time be the judgment on this, and let the chips fall where they may. I am not 100% sold on him. He needs to get away. He needs to drop his progressive contract and just focus on football. I'm a firm believer of that.
Yes.
And
leave the progressive commercials to flow.
Yeah, leave the progressive commercials to flow. Good idea.
He's more regressive than progressive. So
yeah,
yes,
thank you very much.
Regressive.
Anyway, Ken, we've already talked about John Madden. I want your thoughts on John Madden and his impact on the NFL, because you weren't here when we did it.
Oh wow, where do I start?
Have you ever met the man? Being in the media, I want to ask: have you ever met him?
I did not get the chance, and that is a big regret. I wish I could have.
His future.
He, my history with him goes back to when he was actually the coach, and he is. Wow, what can I say? He's forgotten more than any of us will ever know combined about football. Enough to actually have a football game named after him. So I was wondering this today: is there a trophy named after him in the NFL?
Not that I'm aware of.
Because I think there should be. There should be some kind of a trophy named after him because he was incredible. I don't know if you guys mentioned this or not. I think maybe one of you did. The telestrator. I mean, he was made for the telestrator.
Yes.
I love the one where he said that the big buckets had a baby.
Yes, the big bucket, little bucket, the baby bucket. Yeah.
I not only said he made the telestrator, he innovated the telestrator.
He was the master of the telestrator.
He was. He introduced the world to the turducken.
That we talked about that too. Yes, the turducken.
I mean, I don't think I can probably say anything more that you guys didn't already, but he was just absolutely incredible.
Didn't they have an award for him on Thanksgiving though, when he would give out the
Madden leg?
Well, that's the All Madden team. Yeah. Someone mentioned that they should name the All Pro team the Madden team, and I wouldn't be opposed to that. But I mean, the man was absolutely amazing. He was Mr. Football for all intents and purposes, and we will definitely miss him. We will never see another one like him again. So
I don't know if y'all saw the meme, but Madden football is why 13-year-olds have better time management than Mike McCarthy.
Yes.
Yeah. That wouldn't take much. So.
Right. Katie, I do believe Derek made a post about Madden earlier this week. I don't remember where it is, but it's on Facebook somewhere. If you look for it, you'll find it. I do know that Brett Favre had a lot of nice things to say about Madden. Of course, Madden was a big fan of Brett Favre during his broadcast career. In fact, he commentated Brett Favre's entire career, pretty much. But yeah, I mean, and it's a shame that in your 40 years of journalism that you never got to meet him, Ken. That would have been, I'm sure, that was great.
That's a big regret. I wish I could have met him. Because
now, what about Dan Reeves?
Dan Reeves and I actually do have a history together.
Okay.
When I was 8 years old, back in the 5th century BC.
Was Moses in your yearbook?
Moses' son was in my yearbook.
Moses' son was in his yearbook.
All right, so you're a little bit more recent than Moses. I got it.
Okay. We're just going Bible tonight. I love it.
Yes. No, John, don't start.
I love it, man. The Bible references.
We're keeping it light on the biblical.
Yes, we're trying to keep it as light.
We didn't want to get too theological.
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah, no. We don't want to go
save
all
it for
out.
Tuesday, John. Save it for Tuesday.
When I was 8 years old, my mom got my brother and I to go and said, I just heard that Dan Reeves is at Sears and Roebuck store in our city in Arlington, and would you like to go and get his autograph? And we said, sure, absolutely, because this was 1968. They were just a year off of just coming off the Ice Bowl, and we got down to Sears, and it was, I don't remember what kind of a line it was, but we got up there. He signed our autographs. He couldn't have been nicer guy, absolutely friendly, gracious. I mean, he signed them, joked around with us. I don't remember what all we said. And we thanked him and took off and went home. I think they played the Bears in Chicago either the next week or the week after that, and he tore up his knee. And I've always, half jokingly, blamed myself for his the end of his playing career or anything, or putting a damper on his playing career. But he was amazing. He was the first player I actually saw throw the halfback pass, and he actually did that in the Ice Bowl against Green Bay. He gave him the lead on the first play of the fourth quarter, a touchdown pass from the halfback option to Lance Rensel. And that from there, he was actually one of the last. I think he was the last player coach in the NFL.
Yeah,
he actually was playing and was an assistant coach, and then he became a full-time assistant coach. I think he was special teams coach at one time, and then he got the Giants job. He was head coaching the Giants for a while in Denver. I can't remember if it was Denver and then the Giants or Giants
Denver
and then
first.
Denver.
It was Denver first.
Denver first, then Giants and Falcons.
Dan Reeves is responsible for 3 Browns losses in the AFC Championship.
Yes, he was. Well, indirectly, yeah.
Well, yeah.
I think you blame Ernest.
I blame John Elway for most of them, but that's okay.
Yeah, I think you blame Ernest Biner for one of them too. But
stop it. Ernest Biner is a beloved member of the Cleveland Browns franchise. Don't
except for that one Sunday.
Shut up.
One play. But yeah, I mean,
except for the one
Denver. We're talking 80s football now, John. I'm sorry. You can just sit there and listen.
Sorry, John. Yeah. You got Denver to 3 Super Bowls and unfortunately got smoked in all 3 of them. But,
because you know what, Ken? To this day, I still say the Browns would have done better against those 3 teams than the Broncos would have.
It's entirely possible. They couldn't have done any worse. I mean,
right, true.
I mean, they got smoked. So I mean, Cleveland. Well, I don't think anybody's going to beat San Francisco that year. Denver
they would have won. I'm just saying they would have done better.
Yeah. But then he got go over to Atlanta and then coached the Falcons to the Super Bowl and lost to Denver. And irony there. Dan was a great guy, and I always had a special place in my heart for him, and I'll definitely miss him. And Betty White, I guess you talked about Betty White.
That was the next one.
Reunited with Alan Ludden. For those of you who do not know Alan Ludden, Google the word password, and
I remember Alan Ludden.
Yes, I remember Alan Ludden.
Yeah.
He was on.
Anybody else? This has been a bad week for actually.
Weren't they on the same game show together? Her and Alan.
Yes.
Well, Betty White was on Password a lot. Yes,
for a while,
she was on Password a lot. Yes.
Yeah, that was one of my favorite game shows at one time. But yeah, are we all caught up with the obituaries?
Yes, we are caught up with the obituaries.
Oh, there's one more, and Sam Jones, the former Celtic, passed away.
Yeah, and
this past week.
Also, the reporter for the Bears as well.
Yeah, that was very
come on
tragic.
now we're gonna start reaching for everybody in existence.
That's
only because this guy.
Legends only, please.
Well, I understand, but only because of the fact of the response of the NFL and the country on. There was a fund set up for this 11-year-old boy, the son of this reporter, who has lost both his parents in the span of 2 years to cancer. And with an outreach on Twitter by Adam Schefter, Ian Rappaport, a lot of high-profile NFL reporters, this kid has received in excess of $1.1 million since his father passed away. So yeah, it was a big deal. So but yeah. Anyway, we'll get past the Grim Reaper discussion. And I was talking about the NFL playoff picture.
Okay.
And Titans have number 1 seed in the AFC. Chiefs have number 2 after their loss today to the Bengals. Bengals get number 3. Bills are number 4. And of course, the Patriots clinched their playoff berth today with their win against the Jags.
Duval.
Then we were talking about the Colts and the Chargers. They're still in it. They actually have the wild card right now. Then you have the Raiders, the Ravens, and the Steelers. Steelers play the Browns tomorrow night. I hope the Browns give them a great big shit burger to eat tomorrow night so that they don't get the playoffs. I would like. I mean, the Chargers play the Raiders next week. The Ravens play the Steelers. So I think it's going to boil down to the Raiders and the Ravens. Whoever wins their respective game is going to have the inside slot. Right now, the Raiders. If they both lose, the Raiders are in. As far as the Ravens and the Raiders, if they both lose, the Raiders are in.
Well said, Katie. And hi, by the way.
Correct. In the NFC, Packers are the number 1 seed.
Packers have clinched the number 1 seed now, I
They
believe.
clinched the number 1 seed, yes, after today's loss with the Cowboys.
Yep.
Hang on, let me take a look and see if I can.
Who's the number 1 seed in the AFC?
Titans.
Tennessee.
Right now, Tennessee.
John's
If Tennessee
favorite
wins
team.
it, they have the bye.
Yeah. Right now, it's the Titans.
On the planet.
Rams have number 2 have the number 2 slot. Buccaneers are number 3. Cowboys are number 2. Or number 4, actually, after today.
4 now.
4. Cardinals have clinched a playoff. No, they have not clinched, but they're the number 5 seed. Because they could still win that. They could still win the division. In the hunt, we have the Niners and the Eagles at 6 and 7. And then on the bubble, we have the Saints and the Vikings.
6 and 7.
Yep.
6 and 7. That's only 13 games, dude. We're in week 17.
No, the Niners and the Eagles are the 6 and 7 seeds.
Oh, 6 and 7 seed.
Correct.
Mm-hmm.
And then the Saints and the Vikings. The Saints win today.
Yes,
so
they did.
they won. The Vikings played tonight against Green Bay. It looks like it's going to be the Niners, the Eagles, and the Saints because I think the Vikings lose to Green Bay tonight because they don't have Kirk Cousins tonight.
No.
Yeah, I don't think Sean Mannion takes you to the promised land.
Don't think
No,
so.
Clark. I don't think Aaron Rodgers sits tonight. Have they clinched the number 1 seed? Ken, have they clinched the number 1 seed?
They have now because I don't think anybody can catch them now.
He ain't sitting. He wants to stick it as hard as he can to everybody he can.
Oh, yeah.
That's just Aaron Rodgers.
Yep.
All those people that talk shit about him, and he's going to stay in there as long as he wants to just stick it to him as best he can.
Packers beat the Rams in the regular season, didn't they?
They just panned the crowd on Green Bay, and 3 guys are standing there with no shirts on. So
That's
it's
Green Bay.
below 0. So
That's Green Bay.
that's Green Bay.
Yeah,
Sean Madden will start for the Vikings tonight. Sean Madden. Has anybody ever heard of Sean Madden?
Mannion. It's Mannion.
Mannion in passing.
Mannion.
You obviously haven't heard of him because you can't
No,
pronounce
I
it.
haven't.
But I have. Sean Mannion. I've heard of him before, even though he's been a backup, 2nd or 3rd stringer most of his career. He started this is his 3rd NFL start, I think.
Wow.
Hasn't started
Something
since
like that.
2019.
Yeah.
So, and then he's going into Green Bay with frozen tundra weather.
Yes. Although the heating elements under the tundra does no longer makes it frozen, but yeah, I understand what you're saying.
I think actually
When it's working.
Minnesota's offense tonight will probably revolve around Cook a lot.
Dalvin Cook.
Yeah.
It's going to be pretty vanilla. Yes, I agree.
Because they can't allow Mannion to throw them out of the game.
This is true.
They're going to do like Mac Jones. He might throw 3 passes all game.
Like, yeah.
No, I don't think so.
Like Mac Jones against Buffalo. 3 passes all
Oh,
game.
Katie says Katie wants to know, is he Peyton and Eli Mannion's brother?
No. He isn't even as good as Cooper
I think
Mannion.
that's Minion's brother.
Katie, the total, the optimist here. Don't underestimate the Vikings. She never believes anything's going to happen with the Packers until it happens. She's always like that, so that's all right.
Yeah, and they're much different teams today, Katie, than they were back earlier in the year.
Right.
So we can't really use that as a gauge because Aaron Rodgers is playing out of his mind.
They were playing indoors and they played them before, so
Even
they're
with his broken
outdoors.
toe.
Did any of you guys see the Jalen Hurts video after the game today?
Yes. Yep.
Jalen Hurts was exiting the stadium, exiting the field to go to the locker room. And as he got in the tunnel, there were a bunch of Eagles fans in this on to his left.
Mm-hmm.
And they were all leaning on the railing. on the railing of overseeing the tunnle.
Yeah,
and the railing broke, and like 6 or 7 fans fell into and almost took him out.
This is the same stadium that had the sewer line.
The sewer line at first, yeah. Did you guys not see the NFL Christmas list I posted the one day? Where Washington.
Remember, this is Dan Snyder's pride and joy.
Yes. Yes, the worst stadium in the NFL, which is FedEx Field in Washington, D.C.
That thing should be condemned.
Yes, it should be.
Yes.
So should the owner, but that's a whole nother story.
Yes.
Well, he's been condemned a lot. He's just still around because he's a
We should call it football team stadium.
Shit.
Call it X-Lax Field.
Yeah, exactly. Also, a milestone that maybe some have missed. Justin Herbert passed Phillip Rivers for the most TDs in a season for the Chargers this year. Now, look back over history on the quarterbacks for the Chargers. Not just Phillip Rivers. You got also Drew Brees.
Well, he wasn't there. He wasn't there long enough to.
I think he was there 1 or 2 seasons. I think he was there.
But still, I mean, he didn't really make his name until he went to New Orleans.
Right, but the big name on that list though would be Dan Fouts.
Well, that's because Air Coryell was all about throwing the football.
Mm-hmm.
Here's news that really matters, not Justin freaking Herbert. Okay, go read what my boy did today. Okay, that's news. That's not he did it for the Bills. That's an NFL record that always seems to go under the radar. You want to know why? Because it is Buffalo versus everyone.
Oh God!
Oh my God! Can somebody please break down
the Buffalo propaganda, guys? Here it comes.
Hey, where's that freaking violin at?
Yeah, I know, right?
That's what should be talked about. Not Justin Herbert.
The only difference between you and Scott is that Allen has talent and Baker Mayfield doesn't. But you both act like they're your girlfriends.
I can live with that.
You can live with that. All right.
You ought to be the Niagara Falls Bills.
I'm okay with that too, man. The North Tonawanda Bills. Let's do it.
Yes.
Cheektowaga Buffalo Bills. Yeah, let's do it.
The upstate New York Bills.
How about this? Remember when the vet was the laughing stock of the league?
Yes.
Oh yeah, Veteran Stadium.
Yes.
Rock hard field with jail underneath.
Well, not only that,
but a lot of knees got torn up on that.
But the carpet would also come up out of the thing and trip people up too.
I'm saying a lot of knees careers were cut short because of that turf.
Yes,
that was the end of Michael Irvin's career.
The Astrodome too was notorious for that too.
Mm-hmm. Rob Johnson was great. Thank you, Clarky. I appreciate you. I love it. You know we're going to see each other in the playoffs. You know we're going to see each other in the playoffs, right?
Clarky with the Rob Johnson reference. I love it.
It's okay.
Wow.
It's okay. It was a forward pass.
Good.
Okay. Dude, Brett with the trivia today, right? The irrelevant teams that no one cares about, but let's talk about it. Kyle Pitts, first TE in 60 years since Ditka, right? To get over 1,000 yards, a rookie.
Correct.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
This is what I ask you guys. Kyle Pitts is off the hook. Going to be a freaking amazing tight end.
He's in the running for Rookie of the Year had it not been for Lamar Chase. But you go ahead.
Oh, wait a minute. Did Novacek and them guys never have 1,000 yards?
No, this is rookie as a rookie.
There's got to be as a rookie.
As a rookie.
You see, as usual, Brett leaves out
the
right, yeah, Brett leaves out the big point, right? So it's a 60-year-old record. So everyone, I think, could agree that Pitts is amazing. Now,
yes.
Here's the thing. Did Atlanta screw up by taking him 4th overall instead of focusing on a quarterback? Because
Matt Ryan is not long for this world. He's long in the tooth.
He's already reaching.
We keep saying that every year, though.
He's already reaching Big Ben status as far as decrepitness is concerned.
Correct.
We keep saying that every year, though.
Which is why he got himself flagged after that
Taunting penalty.
It took him 2 days to get. Took him 2 days to get to
He
the
couldn't
end zone.
even make it to the end zone penalty, and then got a taunting call against him.
It took him 2 days to get in the end zone.
Yeah.
They had to time with a calendar.
He may not be having a bad season, but that defense is having a horrible season, and that's why.
Oh, dude, the Bills were like, Josh threw 3 interceptions, which is kind of like this little asterisk beside it, but they were still moving the ball. They could not stop the Bills' offense.
Yeah, but Bill, we're talking about Kyle Pitts in Atlanta. I mean, Micah Parsons, some people passed on him, but I don't think that's what Atlanta was in need of at the time.
They wanted offense, right? Even though they probably should have been taking defense, though.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Atlanta has always had like a decent offense. It's always just been their
when
defense.
Matt Ryan was good. Yeah, when Matt Ryan was good, they had a decent
he had Julio
offense.
Jones and freaking.
You know what I'm saying? But
Rodney White.
Matt Ryan is going the way of Ben Roethlisberger.
These old archaic quarterbacks that can't move out of the pocket.
Father Time is undefeated, folks. Let's not forget that. And eventually it takes us all out of our game, no matter what game it is.
Yeah.
All right. So
crazy.
Matt Ryan, they should have went after a backup. They should have went after a quarterback that he could tutor, because Kyle Pitts had a good season.
Who are they going to take? They're going to take they're going to take like a Trey Lance or
no, because San Francisco made that mistake.
Right. Mistake. You're not a
we
Trey
own
Lance
that
fan?
mistake. Nah, I don't think they made the right choice, to be honest with you. But okay. I mean,
he played well today, didn't he? Did he play well today?
It was Houston.
So what?
Don't get me
He's
started.
a rookie.
Don't get me started. Bottom line is that they should have been going after quarterbacks the last 2 drafts, and they didn't. You hang your hat on one person, especially when that person is getting ancient, and that's
that makes a good point. A 44-year-old just won the Super Bowl.
Well, but Tom Brady's a freak.
That's just true. He is.
He's a freaking alien, dude.
Yes.
Okay, yes. That guy is not of this planet insofar as aging is concerned.
Correct.
All right. He'll play till he's 50.
And he's in the MVP conversation for this year at 44
Look what he
years
did
old.
today. Granted, it was the Jets.
Yeah.
But
Tom Brady's from the planet Cocoon.
Cocoon. Nice reference.
59
nice reference,
seconds,
science fiction nerd.
59 seconds with no timeouts.
That was for you.
Brimley. Yeah, I remember.
And he still made it down there and put the ball in the end zone to a receiver that nobody ever heard of.
Correct. Which is what he did to his entire career in New England.
Yeah, he'd have a slot receiver and someone else, right?
He made a lot of monkeys famous.
Correct.
Because that's just, again, he's
for you,
he's in a league all his own.
From Brett, there's your question.
With the healthy
I think
team.
Lance would have done better if he threw the ball to Kittle. That would have been awesome.
Yeah, he wasn't using it. And Kittle was open several times and he bypassed
Pissed
him.
me off, man.
I mean, granted, he's got some fantasy upside perhaps because of his legs. But I don't think he's the type of quarterback.
Said Cocoon, not Cancun.
I don't think he can take you. I don't think his overall skill level is enough to take San Francisco to the promised land. Just like Lamar Jackson is never going to take Baltimore to the promised land. Because they're more of one dimension than they are of the other. And Trey Lance is a much better running. Trey Lance is kind of like a little bit more skilled and faster Taysom Hill, as far as I'm concerned. Okay. He can run things out. He can leg things out, which is something that Jimmy G can't do.
I mean, he ran for a touchdown that was called back today, but that was very, very that was impressive.
Hold on. Hold on. Breaking news. Okay. Ken said that he was using Google Earth to find Antonio Brown. I think he dodged you, man, because breaking news, hours after Buccaneers' tenure ends, Antonio Brown has released a new rap song. I shit you not. I shit you not. Notice on my phone right now.
The insanity is real, guys. The
Literally,
what do you do? What do you do? Make a remake of Highway to Hell?
He put it out on Twitter. He tonight, just now.
It's all ego, dude. It's the ego. He's got an ego larger than the planet itself, dude. The only thing bigger than him is his ego.
Man.
Somebody actually did that same thing in the NBA last night, and I can't remember who it was, but took off his jersey, threw it in the crowd, and walked out. So maybe he saw that thing. Hey, sounds like a good idea. I'll try it myself.
Well, that's another thing. Players of today, certain ones don't have an ounce of class in them like players of yesteryear. Everybody used to make it about the game. Now you make it about yourself. And to me, that's crap.
Yep.
Antonio Brown tends to remind me a little bit of oh God,
T.O.
who played for the Chicago Bulls?
Rodman.
Yes, Dennis Rodman.
Yeah.
He reminds me a little bit of Dennis Rodman.
Yeah, but
you mentioned T.O. Someone tweeted out, "Who's a bigger diva?" And they put the picture of T.O. beside Antonio Brown, and T.O.'s like, he's like, no, wait. He's like, don't you dare put me in that category, because T.O. was never, ever, ever arrested. He never was fined for doing stuff off field. On field, crazy antics.
He never walked out on his team.
Team, Vontae Davis.
I mean, he was crying about Tony Romo being his quarterback. For goodness' sake, come on, give me a break.
Those were
most people cried. Most people cried because Tony Romo was their quarterback.
All right, let me go back. Let me bring this subject up. In your opinion, what is the most? What's what I'm looking for? What's the most dangerous team in the AFC right now?
Most dangerous team in the AFC right now?
Yes.
Honestly?
Yes.
Ooh.
That Cincinnati offense is no joke.
That's where I was going with it. The Bengals.
That Bengals offense is no freaking joke, dude.
Correct.
Thank you, Army. Army's a
Of course,
guy.
Army buttering
Smart
up John.
guy.
I get you, boy.
Yeah, I get you. No, it's not Buffalo. It's the Bengals.
No, Buffalo.
Why?
Joe Burrow.
Okay,
Burrow
Joe Burrow, and then Josh Allen.
Burrow to Chase.
Let's tap the brakes on that first. Let's see how injured Joe Burrow is first.
Correct.
Because he left the game limping.
Yeah, that's
holding
true.
That knee,
he did have a bit of a. He got scuffed up a bit.
I'll give them running back.
Have we talked about that yet?
But
talked about the end of the Cincinnati-Kansas City game yet?
Well, and they got three-headed wide receivers too, because Boyd, Higgins, or Chase. Does Chase need to be in the rookie of the year conversation?
Chase is freaking amazing, dude.
Yes.
Like when I drafted him in fantasy, I was like, this kid, because of the connection with Joe,
55 fantasy points today.
Oh, it was
55.
Stupid. The only reason I'm still in the game today is because, no thanks to Kittle, but it's because of Jamar Chase. So
I'm just saying,
see,
right
Army,
now,
I'm not even trying to play Homer. I would agree with that. I would totally agree with that in that order.
Tennessee might have something to say about that.
Tennessee shit.
Right now, the most dangerous team going. But wait a second. Tennessee could be a problem because Derrick Henry might be coming back next week.
Correct.
That could pose a big problem. You talking about a recovered, healthy, rested Derrick Henry going up against teams that have been playing all season long.
Yeah.
that are probably worn down by now.
And Tennessee actually ran the ball today like Derrick Henry was in the backfield.
Deontay Foreman ran like he was Derrick Henry.
Correct.
You know, and
that Miami
but this is the thing. This is the thing. I get all that. I totally get it. Okay, I get the Derrick Henry. I get the AJ Brown stuff. I totally get it. But when your quarterback is Ryan freaking Tannehill, I will take Joe Burrow over him 10 times out of 10.
Right, but nobody's saying that. Nobody's putting Tannehill on the pedestal, dude. It's not about Tannehill. It's about the fact that
if you still need a quarterback.
I understand,
even if he's a game manager.
You know what? It takes a lot of pressure off Tannehill when he's got Derrick Henry in the backfield.
Mm-hmm.
When they can run,
I'm not Derrick Henry at all.
Ryan Tannehill becomes a little bit more dangerous than he would normally be.
But what I'm saying is an X factor is the quarterback way over a running back or a wide receiver 10 times out of 10.
Not in all situations, because you got to remember Trent Dilfer won a Super Bowl.
Different time, different era, man.
You're talking 20 years ago, Elliot. Come on.
It doesn't matter, dude. There have been teams that have won Super Bowls with quarterbacks that were trash.
Hell, we can go
It's
Brad
not
Johnson
always about the quarterback. But you know what? When you're a quarterback, and I'm gonna tell you, Tannehill hasn't been extremely bad. It's not like he's on Baker Mayfield.
No, but what I'm saying is, if you just like look, the question was what Scott said. What team scares you the most? I am much more frightened of a Joe Burrow to Jamar Chase than Tannehill to
AJ Brown.
AJ Brown check down. Like, dude, he plays check down a lot. He does a lot of slot receiving. A lot.
I understand that.
He's a big guy, but he plays a lot of slot receiving.
But a funny comment was made the other day. Who would have expected Tennessee to be in the position they are after losing?
They've had a
Derrick Henry in
schedule, a cupcake schedule. They play and I listen. I can't say shit about Jacksonville.
You can say that about Buffalo. You can say that about a lot of teams. Cupcake schedules.
Yeah.
Okay? Yeah. And the thing is that even despite the cupcake schedule, the Buffalo Bills have struggled this season.
Oh,
they don't
absolutely.
Look like a
Buffalo's
team that's
had
going
an
to
up and
make
down
any
season.
impact come playoff time.
I mean, they lost to the Jags, for goodness sake.
Absolutely. I'm not trying to defend that, but a lot of the wins, especially in the AFC, have come with like really lousy opponents. Like,
case in point, Buffalo beat Atlanta today.
Yeah,
Buffalo's lost to some bad teams.
Absolutely,
Pittsburgh.
We lost. Well, that was
you guys started the season off on the wrong foot.
Yeah, but look at those look at the losses that we've like, other than the Colts loss, it's all been like a one possession. It's not like we got destroyed. The Tennessee game was a Josh Allen slip, right? The Pittsburgh game was a blocked punt. I mean, this is the difference between Buffalo being 14-3 compared to 10-6.
It doesn't matter. If you can't overcome that type of adversity, then what does that make you? Because there's going to be adversity. There's going to be adversity in all situations. If you can't overcome that, then you don't have what it takes to be a champion. You got to learn how to overcome that stuff. The same way Green Bay overcomes Aaron Rodgers' broken toe. You know what I'm saying? The same way that other teams overcome some deficiencies.
Yep.
Bottom line,
I would still take Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase over Tannehill and Derrick Henry.
It's not even about Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase. It's about Joe Burrow and the weapons he has surrounding him.
Absolutely.
I'm much
more scared of Cincinnati.
T. Higgins put up 45 points last week.
But what I'm saying is, I'm much more scared of I'm much more scared of Cincinnati than Tennessee. And that's
you know why? Because right now, in a trending manner, Cincinnati is the hottest team, especially on offense, in the NFL.
Because Joe Burrow is no joke. And we said that last year before he got hurt. Yeah. Like, this kid is going to be insane.
Chase is no joke either, and they got a connection because they went back all the way back to LSU.
What was really funny to me is a statement I heard earlier in the week where they said, does Joe Burrow have to keep up with Kansas City, or does Patrick Mahomes have to keep up with Cincinnati's offense? And sure enough, they got off to a good start, but in the end, they couldn't match Cincinnati's offense.
this is what's kind of really exciting about the NFL. So sorry, Ken, I know you're an NFC guy, but and Elliot too.
No,
but look at the AFC. Look at the quarterbacks in the AFC that are all 25 years younger or younger.
Yeah.
This conference is going to be insane if front end management kind of get O-lines around these kids. Once they do that. But holy, except for Cleveland. Sorry, Scott. Let's be honest.
Well, the truth is about Pittsburgh too, but that's okay. We won't go.
Unless they get rid of regressive Mayfield.
Chargers, right, Army. Chargers. I mean, the AFC North is, if I'm a Browns fan or a Steelers fan, I'm shitting myself because I'm looking at, you got Lamar Jackson and you've got Burrow.
You know what? Time out. I don't even buy into the Lamar Jackson thing anymore.
All right, you guys talk amongst yourselves. I'm going to go take a break. I'll be right back.
Lamar Jackson to me, is going to hold the Ravens back. Of course he's leaving. It's the Baker Mayfield conversation.
I heard it. I heard the growl. Yeah,
he runs from the truth.
Still, Lamar Jackson is still a really good quarterback. Yeah, everyone's going to say he's
a really good quarterback.
Thrower, but
throws with accuracy. He has no accuracy.
He's won an MVP.
He's a good quarterback. I mean, he's not a really good quarterback.
Lamar's good, man.
To be injury prone now.
Yeah, that too.
Yeah, but still, if I was this is not anti-Lamar Day. It is anti-Cleveland Day, right? It's anti-Cleveland Day. That's what it is. It's Joe Burrow is
it's anti-Baker Day. It's
anti-Baker Day. I like it.
Because you saw the meme. Who's the worst quarterback in the AFC North? And Roethlisberger's even pointing at Baker Mayfield.
Oh, you know you're bad yourself, Elliot.
You know you're bad when Roethlisberger points at you as the worst quarterback in the AFC North.
I'm sorry, Ben is the worst quarterback in that division. I'm sorry, he really is.
Hey, Ben, as decrepit and sad as he looked all season, he still has a chance to make the playoffs. Baker does not.
Oh, shut up.
Okay.
It's crazy, man. It's crazy. It's
okay.
What a season, man.
I think next week will come.
It's Cincinnati and Cleveland, and then Baltimore and Pittsburgh.
Correct.
I think Cincinnati's going to destroy Cleveland next week.
The Browns have already beaten Cincinnati this year, so we'll see how it happens.
And when was that?
Earlier in the season.
Yeah, week 3, 4, 5?
In Cincinnati, so this game is in Cleveland, so we'll see what happens.
Yeah, well, Cleveland's got nothing to play for.
Doesn't matter.
Cincinnati's got everything to play for.
Doesn't matter.
They're going to go in there and they're going to destroy Cleveland.
Right. So you got to get past Pittsburgh.
I mean, come on. Cleveland lost to the goddamn Raiders. Come on now. Seriously. How serious can you take a team that loses to the Raiders? Because nobody's taking Indianapolis seriously anymore after today. The Raiders are bad, dude.
I know who better take them seriously.
The Chargers.
The Chiefs.
Well, yeah, the
right
Chiefs right now the Chiefs
go to Kansas City, and
right now the Chiefs and the Bengals are the conversation.
Been in the Chiefs heads for a long time.
But you can't bring people into a conversation that don't belong there. Plain and simple.
Who are you referring
to? Accolades for the losers.
All right. On that note, we got 10 minutes left. Ken?
Yes.
You and I are going to have a discussion.
Oh, geez.
Oh, boy.
God, here we go.
I've got one name for you. Kirk Herbstreit.
Can I mute you guys? Can I mute you, Scott? Can I mute you and Ken so I don't have to?
What on earth has Herbie done now?
Did you not hear what he said about what the players are this year? Did you not see the quote that he said?
I have not seen it.
He said that quote, the players don't love the game in college football. And he was being critical of the opt-outs specifically.
Oh, he's been critical of those for 2 or 3 years now, so that's no news there. My brother and I have had long discussions about those. To be honest with you, there were two players that I really hated to see play and get hurt yesterday. One was the kid from Utah.
Yep.
Because I think the game swung right there. If he
did.
stays in the game, I think Utah wins.
Okay.
To be honest with you, Ohio State played a magnificent game. Credit to them in the second half, but they didn't do shit in the first half.
Without Olave, who opted out. Olave opted out.
Yep.
And that brought up
four players.
Marvin Harrison Jr., who had 3 touchdowns in that game.
Keep your eye on Jackson Smith and Jigba, because he is going to be a Heisman Trophy candidate.
Number 11 for your programs,
Yes.
And he balled out last night.
He balled out. He had unbelievable.
He's only a sophomore? He's only a sophomore.
He destroyed the bowl record yesterday.
Correct. And Harrison is only a freshman, so they'll be back for the Buckeyes next year.
And that is Marvin Harrison's son, yes. The other one I hated to see hurt was the kid from
Mississippi, Ole Miss.
Ole Miss, yeah. Corral. I hate to see him get hurt. He had the chance to sit out the game and chose to play anyway, and got hurt in the first quarter. And that pretty much, except for one big drive early in the fourth quarter, that pretty much did Ole Miss in last night. Baylor outplayed them, and but yeah, I have to go back. I can't remember. They talked about this on ESPN radio this morning. I think it was UT San Antonio's coach. I was talking about the players that are opting out of bowl games, and he said, "My job is to make their futures as best as I can, and I cannot, if that's their choice to make their future better for them and their families and everything, I can't dispute that."
Right,
and if the NCAA paid them, they wouldn't have that issue.
I got you on that, Elliot, and that's where I was going with this.
Yeah, how much money did all those bowl games generate yesterday? And then how much did the kids make? And how much did the kids make?
Change, yeah.
As much as the Cleveland Browns are going to make the playoffs this year, 0.
And my thing is that Herb Street will go out and criticize the players that opted out on these bowl games, but yet says nothing about the coaches that do the same exact thing when they bail on their schools,
absolutely,
and go to more fruitful situations. And
it's been big time this year.
Correct.
Bill, Clarky doesn't have any idea what that statement means.
I know. It's all right.
How much it means. I'm glad to say that I am currently 6 weeks weed free.
Really?
Yep.
6 weeks weed free? Wow.
I stopped smoking weed 6 weeks ago.
Okay.
Are you switching over to CBD?
Well, it kept me from having my mental lapses and fogging and all that. Plus, it subsided my appetite issues. I'd get a tremendous appetite, and that's what was making me gain a lot of weight. I went from 254 3 months ago. I'm down to 223 now.
Wow.
Nice.
I've lost 6 pant sizes, 2 shirt sizes. I mean, these shirts don't even fit me no more.
Bro, I fit into an extra large shirt for the first time in
And what changed in your diet, Elliot?
I'm sorry?
What changed in your diet?
Oh, my diet. Well, I don't eat a lot of stuff with sodium or with high content of sodium. Carbs, I try to keep those down, and I stopped eating red meat.
Okay.
And cold cuts,
huge, man.
Cold cuts, deli meats, and all that kind of stuff. I don't eat that anymore either. I'll eat tuna. Today I had red snapper. I have chicken, all that kind of stuff. Everything with omegas and just healthy shit.
Because my father suggested I go gluten-free to see if it might.
Gluten-free is a good thing too.
It's the carbs, bro. I'm telling you. Monitor the carbs.
Yeah.
You want high
and as a
fiber.
diabetic, they'll tell you that carb counting is a very important thing.
It literally, your weight will freaking shed off.
Mm-hmm.
Just get like, for example, for me, like my wife always cooks rice. I don't have rice. I get cauliflower and I do a cauliflower fried rice. So it's freaking amazing and zero
they
carbs.
sell cauliflower rice in the stores.
Yeah, you just get in a packet, put it in just like you do regular fried rice. Just easy. You just get rid of the carbs, man. I'm telling you, just try that. It's easy. I've done it for a year. As a matter of fact,
the guide is the more colorful your plate is, the better it is for you.
Yeah, colors, lots of colors.
Let
you're having a salad. Get some purples.
Let me ask you something, Elliot. You said you're off the weed. Are you taking CBD gummies?
I'm not taking anything.
No, nothing. Okay.
I got off everything. And
so you're not using the medical marijuana anymore?
No, I just use it for my son because he uses it. I still buy him the stuff whenever he wants. You know what I'm saying? I mean, he's working, so he pays me to buy him the stuff.
Right.
But, and it's for his anxiety issues. He doesn't have weight issues because he works out every single day. He's ripped all of a sudden. And but no, I decided that I don't watch the news anymore. Matter of fact, I stopped watching the news the day that I stopped smoking weed. And that took my mental fog and pretty much wiped it out.
Amen to that.
You know, I don't remember the last time I heard anything about CNN, MSNBC, any of that shit. You know what I'm saying? I just decided one day, like I have in certain parts of my life, it's time to put an end to this bullshit. Because if not, I'm gonna wind up dead before I wind up anything else.
I'm trying to find what's right for me. Gluten free. I mean, gluten free doesn't include managing carbs. It's just gluten free. No bread, no wheat products whatsoever. Rice,
lots
flour,
of water.
So eat
H2O.
Do you like
H2O?
John, I can't do almonds with my teeth. I can't. I just can't.
I'm just saying that's what I snack on. I don't snack on chips.
I can't do almonds with my teeth, unfortunately.
Yeah, but you know what? You can grind the almonds down and put them in a salad or whatever, dude. Just as long as you're able to ingest it. It's not you don't have to chew it. Like I said, they even sell stuff that's ground down, powder.
Do you like iced tea, Scott?
Iced tea, yes.
There is I presume it's available in Florida, and we've got it here. It's called Turkey Hill. They make a diet blackberry iced tea that's sweetened with blackberries, and it is excellent. There's absolutely no sugar in it, 0 sugar, and it tastes just like iced tea, except it's got a little hint of blackberry in it, and it is awesome.
And I like blackberry, so that's fine.
Yeah, and find it and drink that because it is excellent. I live on that. I swear.
Send me the name of it.
But you got to watch the sugars in that though. If it's sugars from fruit,
there's no sugar in it. There's nothing in it, but the blackberry sweetened.
But that's still sugar. Even though it's natural sugar, it's still sugar.
Natural sugar,
It's like I don't eat ketchup anymore because ketchup is loaded with sugar.
Ketchup is the worst.
Ketchup is loaded in sugar.
Worst.
Yeah, I do mustard mostly. I do mustard and mayonnaise.
Mustard is the best one.
Yeah, mustard.
Get a can of tomato sauce and just use that instead.
And then you know what I've done too is I bought these. Arnold makes these small breads, these small slices. Real thin, and they're about this big. And I put a little tuna on them, and I eat that, and I'm fine. It's not like I'm eating the big loafy bread. You know what I'm saying? And they have it's low in sodium, low in carbs. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah, berries actually have very low sugar, John. Believe it or not. Berries
no, it's not that. It's the fiber in the berries. That's why they're recommended because of the fiber in it. Because
blackberry, raspberry,
I've been
strawberry.
Yeah, but see, like Bill said with keto, like that's basically my diet is keto. And my body's always in ketosis because I always make sure, like I could go and have something that's got, say, 8 grams of carbs, but I'm eating something with 6 grams of fiber. So it's only 2 net grams of carbs. So that's why the berries are out of all the fruits, it's the best because it's got
greens. Greens. That's another thing that's good for you. Freaking greens, yo.
Whoa.
I like it. Yes, Army. Nutrition Nerds Nation.
Yes.
Listen to us. We're the pictures of health. Look at us,
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Look at us.
We're trying to get there.
The pictures of health.
We
As
are
we
health.
all look into the camera with our double chins. We're all the pictures of health.
Hey, man.
We're a
I'm
health
fitting into an
triage
extra
unit.
large. First time in my life, man. Damn it.
By the way, Scott, I have one last little bit I need to make a comment on.
Go ahead, Kenny.
That would be NBCSN. Signed off.
Goodbye.
Goodbye. There's no more. Everything's gone over to the USA Network.
Yes.
And all the hockey and everything. So,
if you guys have not seen on that note, let me just say this. If you guys have not seen what Fox did for John Madden, the John Madden tribute on Christmas Day, it's called All Madden, I think is what it's called. Madden. Okay. If you have not seen it, I highly suggest that you watch it.
Yes.
Because it's an excellent tribute to that man. It's available on Peacock and ESPN Plus.
Right.
You can stream it. If you have those,
I have both.
It's excellent. I watched it the day after Christmas, I think or whatever it was. I watched it this week, and it is great. It's phenomenal. It's an hour and 42 minutes of nothing but tributes to John Madden and what he represented to the NFL.
Brett, NBC no longer has hockey, so Peacock will not be doing.
ESPN is the major carrier of hockey
ESPN
now.
Plus, ESPN, and TNT actually did the.
And I still can't get
yesterday.
I still can't get local broadcasts of the Lightning. So it doesn't do me any good.
And you're not going to regional broadcasting is a big thing for the TV.
Yeah, Bally Sports is what it is, and unless you have the full spectrum package with the boxes and everything, you're not going to get it. So.
And Valley Sports is pretty much a joke too. That's neat.
It is. I mean, my father has a box at his place where he gets stuff he doesn't pay for. Okay.
Good.
And that was one of the things that he did get was the Valley Sports that he could get on his.
Okay.
I don't know that I'm ready to go that route to pirate the shows, pirate the channels. I got to get a VPN so Spectrum doesn't ding me on it. But
right,
it's something I'm considering. I mean, all I need is a high grade Amazon stick, and that I could probably do it. But I'm not at that point yet.
By the way, all the Thursday night games next year on NFL Thursday night games are on Amazon Prime next year. So
correct, Amazon Prime next year for Thursday night football. Yes.
Which means no more Joe Buck and what's his name?
Thank God.
No. I don't know who we do that.
We only have to listen to them on Sundays now.
Correct. Fellas, it's after 9:00. We had a great show tonight. I mean, it was a lot of back and forth. A lot of Baker hate on the show tonight, but that's okay.
That's the easy stuff.
That's the easy stuff right there.
Patty cake, Baker, man.
You're only as funny as you can only be as funny as the material provided to you, and Baker provides a ton of material.
I know he does. Yeah, Army, I know I can, and I'm considering it, but we'll wait. I mean, because my father has offered to load it with the stuff I need, so we'll see what happens. In the meantime, it was great being back with you guys. Happy New Year as well. I'm glad to have you guys on the show. I'm glad to have us back for 2022. And I wish nothing but the best for everybody in 2022. And let's hope it's better than the last 2 years have been as far as everything is concerned. Maybe hopefully get back to normal this year. On behalf of my co-hosts, John Olson, Elliot Big E Lamba, and Ken Koslow, I am the Sports Nerd, and this is the Sports Nerd. And we are out. Elliot, please play the outro.
Go Bills!
Well, there you have it, Nerds Nation. Another Sunday episode of the Sports Nerd Show in the books, and we're actually still live to tell about it. Now, on behalf of our hosts, Scott, the Sports Nerd, right? John, Bob, and Ken, the three other lovable members of the Rant Pack, and yes, me, Big E. The entire pack would once again like to thank you all for participating with us in the best 90 minutes of sports smack talk on the web today. So until next Sunday night, dear nation, we want to leave you with a quick PSA. Please stay safe. Please practice social distancing. And for fuck's sake, please wear a fucking mask. You just got hit with a pack rant from the Rant Pack. And with that, fellas, we are out. Beam me up.
Antonio Brown, call me.